Good day and welcome to Saturday's Car Stereo Talk. I'm your host, Dean. This is Fernando. He's also your host. We'll be hosting a show that we like to call the Q&A show. It's the best show on the internet. There is no other show better. And today, we'd like to welcome you, our guests, to the show that is Car Stereo Talk. I don't know. Hey, welcome to Saturday. It's the last day of the week for us. We're pretty excited. We have a black Mustang in the install bay that we've been working on.
It was so much fun.
It was not fun. It was just very unsuccessful for me. Very successful for Fernando. He had a wonderful day today. He sound treated a door with some Resonex. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I wasted a bunch of time doing something that I probably shouldn't have done. Now I feel terrible about it. So, anyways, with that being said,
yeah.
It's full on getting work done. I did clean a lot of the panels. The joys of owning a convertible is that dirt gets everywhere. Oh my God. It's like going to the beach in a tea bag. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And so I've been cleaning, like it was like, so like dust just gets dirt and like trying to get the A-pillar out was like, I had to grease it up and just like put soap in there so that it would slide out because it's just like dirt. It's like, oh my God, it's terrible. And it's not like I have a dirty car. It just gets everywhere where you can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
and you barely drive it, so it's not.
Yeah, no, I never drive it. It's like, but the top is always down, so it is one of those things.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is by the end of this time next week, next Saturday,
yeah,
it will have a brother to the Blackbird. It'll have a Falcon. It'll have a Falcon in it, and
Arc
a Nighthawk,
Audio.
and a Nighthawk of Arc Audio.
Yeah, and
a bunch of speakers as well.
There you go.
So we all right. So we're doing the AS speakers. Oui, monsieur. That's my French. You suck. Anyways, so it's getting the Falcon and a Blackbird. The Blackbird is going to power the subwoofers. Right now, we're planning on 410s and
the Blackbird.
Nighthawk.
No, the Nighthawk.
Anyways, it's like the tugboat. Anyway, so that's going to power the 4 subwoofers that are going to go in it at some point. Those will not be in it because I went and looked and Sage actually built a 4 sub box and a 3 sub box, so we're doing 4.
So this is the same guy that we talk about the nothing on the car.
Yeah, we're doing 4.
It's like 1. Let's do 1. It's 110.
Okay, so
112.
it is going to get 1.
4.
Well, yeah. Why would you not? Trust me.
Yeah.
It's killing me not to do something bigger than the Falcon. But I mean, come on, you know how my brain works.
No,
this is like torture. So
4 Nighthawks.
No, I would no. I need the purple amp right there. I need 4 of those. I need Brian's system. I mean, let's be honest. Let's just.
Where are you gonna put it on top of the? We're gonna remove the back seat.
Yep, totally. Oh, dude, rear seat delete. Hell
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally, dude. Rear
3 amplifiers delete. Like that.
It's not a bad idea. I would love to take the back seat out of this.
Yeah.
Because it's like the most useless thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have to keep it though, because the little guy does like to go for a ride back there every now and then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't get rid of it. Not yet, anyways. He's not big enough to sit in the front seat. When he's big enough to sit in the front seat, we'll dump the back seat. Anyways.
Okay.
So it's getting the AS speakers.
Yeah.
And by the way, let's just do some of this. Good afternoon. Hi, Ken. How are you? What's up? Good afternoon. Brad, how are you? Hola, gents. Seattle checking in. Hello, Phil. Weber fan. Hi, guys. I got time today. That's fantastic, Jody. Good evening. And Austin, where'd he go? No, that's that. There. Where the hell did Austin go?
Right there.
Brad, hi. Oh, dude, it just like Austin was there, and then it did. No, there he is. Hi, yo, what's up?
What up?
BB, what's up? Jody,
BB,
clean, yo. This car's dirty as hell. Thoughts on mounting amplifiers upside down under the rear deck? Good or bad idea? Bad idea. However, mounting amplifiers under the rear deck, good idea. Here's why it's a bad idea. Because the heatsink is up, and when you put it on a rear deck, the heatsink is down. Now, we all went through basic science class. I think they still have basic science class. I don't know. The world is a weird place right now, specifically the U.S. where science might not be important. But we do know that heat rises. Okay, that's one of the basic things. Like we learned that at an early age. And so if we mount the amplifier upside down, where does the heat go? Up. Where's the heat sink? Down. So what happens? The amplifier doesn't properly cool itself, right? So that's the problem. Now, if you mount the amp on the rear deck so it's facing the right direction, so make little S-bend pieces to mount it up into the rear deck, then guess what? Problem solved. So go ahead and mount it. Just make better brackets so that you can totally take advantage of the heatsink. The other thing, too, is you got to remember the rear deck, sun beating down on my baseball hat. My beer was getting cold. My beer was getting old. My beer was getting flat. Anyways, I was looking for a girl, ran into a guy. His name was MC. I said, howdy. He said, hi. Okay, so you want to make sure that the heatsink is facing up. That's all. Otherwise, yeah, go for it. It's a great place to mount the amp. Love doing it. Love doing it. Okay. Let's keep going here. And gonna be nice. Need a Falcon demo. Don't worry, you're gonna get all that. What about Arc Audio Pigeon?
Pigeon.
Sweet bird.
Yeah.
Sweet. Hi.
A 5-channel, the pigeon.
The pigeon.
Oh, that would be cool.
Talk to Brad. Next in line should be the Warthog 10-channel. Straight power. Yeah, see there again. You got to be careful with these things because they get really picky. But no, that'll be good. Friels. X2 2500.1. Yeah, but I need one for each channel. Look, we all know I want to do something stupid.
One for each channel?
Yeah. Totally. I want dumb.
That's
I want
stupid.
Yes. Now we're on the same page.
Yeah,
Come on,
no.
dude. When they came out with the Moscone Pro, came out with the 230. What did I say?
Yeah.
I want 5 of those.
Yeah, I get it. I get the stupidity, but it's like
That's what I
2
want.
of those.
No, dude. Tweeters, mid-range, mid-bass, center channel, rear fill. And it's mono, so you gotta have 10.
Oh my gosh.
And it doesn't do full range. So,
No, just for the subs.
no, screw that. I got plenty of power for bass. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi from Canada again. Oh,
What's
yeah.
up?
Very nice. Hello from the Windy City, Hobbs, New Mexico. I can believe it. You guys, yeah. Running Sound Digital 2008. Oh, there you go. That's a solid amplifier. Like an A10, just like a Warthog. Yeah, no, that would be good. I just, Brad. Okay, so here's what here's back to this for a second. We're doing the AS line of speakers.
Yeah.
So, speaker wise, which hopefully will be here Monday. That's the goal. If they're not here Monday, we're pretty much screwed. That's gonna ruin the whole week. So we're just gonna pray that they're here. All right, so here is the speakers here. So we got the AS100, the AS250, and the AS6. We have 2 pairs of each coming. So 2 pairs of everything. And the reason why is a set of tweeters, set of mids, set of tweet, 3-way up front. Then I have a center channel that I want to retain. So you can't get just one. So we get 2 of those coming. We're only going to put 1 in the center. And then the plan was originally, see, I should have got 3 pairs of tweeters. The plan was to put coaxials in the rear and go active on those. And then this morning, because I can't sleep, and I woke up and my brain just decided to go full on. I was like, well, typically in the rear, we don't worry about the tweeters so much because we're going to upmix it. It's just going to be a surround. It really doesn't care. I'm sure it rolls off pretty nice, pretty high for what we're trying to get it to do, because when you do upmix rear, you don't hear any main vocal anyways, and the S's gets kind of slurry, so we always tone those down. It does a nice roll off. It's like, ooh, tweeters back there might be dumb. What if we do the same up front? So we have 3 tweeters and 2 3/4, 2 1/2 up front. So that got me thinking, oh, well, all right, so we should do that. So now that's the plan. Now the plan is to do, so what this actually frees us up for is that 6 channels up front, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. We have 12 channels, my friend. So that means we can actually bridge to the mid bass. So we can get double the power or more power to the mid bass, which is what we want anyways, the front 2 mid bass. So pretty excited about that. So we just move things around a little bit. Now we're going to get more power to the front mid bass, which I like doing anyways. It's kind of my goal. So yeah, that's what's going on. You excited? 2500 could do that. Slave inputs and full range. Yeah, see? Now we just got to convince Brad to send me 10 of them. Ha
Where are you gonna put them?
Don't get in the minutia, man. Dean, you said that Brad said the Blackbird is powerful than the Falcon. I did. The ARC website shows that the watts per channel are the same. What gives? Brad? I mean, I don't know. Does it really? Let's look. Sound processors. Where is it at? Is it under all right, DSP
Right
amplifiers? Same power per channel. Blackbird might have a bit more headroom. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
It's that headroom thing. Max headroom.
Not headdress.
No.
Headroom.
No. So you got to remember, there's a lot of iterations of the Falcon before the Falcon came out. So we could have been referring to some other conversations that Brad and I have had in the past that just kind of like came up because there was different iterations of it before they settled on what we got. So we might have had a point where, yeah, it was, or it wasn't.
Yeah.
Either way, we're going to find out. We're going to find out because we've done 1 million Blackbirds and now we're going to do a Falcon and we'll know if there's a sound difference. Happy Saturday.
Hello.
06 RAM. QC. Quality control? I don't know. I bought the reference 697F Infinities for front, thinking maybe I should get the 67CF Infinity components. Tweeter in the factory dash location. Would this be a much better sound? Actually, what would be a much better sound is to buy the Infinity 3.5-inch coaxials that they make, put those in the top of the dash, disconnect the tweeter from the mid bass, the tweeter array from those, and just run them as a straight mid bass. If you would like separation, meaning keeping the sound stage up high on the dash. If you're just going for loud, then leave the tweeter array on and they'll play as well. But if you just put a tweeter in the top of the dash and the 6x9 down on the bottom of the door, you're going to miss a lot of the mid-range that you currently have. The problem with the Dodge is that they put a mid-range in the top of the dash, they put a mid-bass in the bottom of the door, and it's supposed to play tweeter frequencies. And it doesn't do a really good job at it. It's not bright at all. So if you just, if you had a DSP, you could actually do a lot with that to get it to actually sound pretty good. And you go active, so you're on 4 channels into the 6x9. You actually had to do that. And that one truck, the one Ram we did, where we went 3.5 or 2.5s in the top of the dash, coaxial 6x9s, bi-amp the 6x9s, time aligned everything, and we were like, "Holy this actually worked." It was pretty impressive. Most people aren't going to do that because it takes 6 channels of amplification and a DSP, and of course, to know how to use the DSP. But in a normal world, doing the 3.5-inch coaxials in the top of the dash will give you the brightness you're looking for and keep the mid-range that you're going to lose if you just go to a tweeter. And then if you disconnect the tweeter off of the array that goes into the bottom, it'll keep the brightness up at the top of the dash where you want it, as opposed to moving it lower towards the floor. Because now you have competing tweeters, and it's going to pull the soundstage down a little bit. Right. Anyways, that's what I would do. Or buy the 69.7 CF, throw the tweeters away, put the mid-bass 6x9 in the door, and then get the 3.5-inch. I'm just trying to do cost effective, so you don't have to go and buy anything other than a set of 3.5s. DNF. I want to run a Kicker Key 200 into larger amp. How much input voltage does the bigger amp need to be able to accept? Okay, that is a great question. Now, what is the answer? It's easy enough to actually test for. I'm going to tell you how to test for it instead of telling you what to look for, because then you'll know. So what you want to do is, once you've got it tuned, go ahead and play a test tone, like 1,000 hertz or whatever. Disconnect the speakers. Well, you can't disconnect speakers. Don't worry about disconnecting the speakers. Play 1,000 hertz test tone. Play 250 hertz test tone. Pick a couple different frequencies if you want. Okay, put your voltmeter in there on AC. Be able to see the voltmeter. Turn the volume up. If you have a min-max setting, set for max, so it automatically just picks up the max and locks it. That way, all you have to do is roll the volume up and then roll the volume down, and it'll show you what the max voltage was at that particular volume, which is as loud as you're going to play it. And that will tell you your output voltage. Now, if you do it at a couple different frequencies, okay, then that'll give you a really good indication of how much voltage is actually coming out of the amplifier. Turn the gains down on the amplifier because you don't need any gain, so make sure your gains are all the way down, all right? Now, the reason why you want to do this is because if you're running it high level in, which I'm guessing you probably are, it's really hard to gauge what it's doing because the voltage output like different gain settings give you obviously more voltage, less voltage. And when you're running high level in, it kind of overpowers the gain on that particular amplifier. And so like a lot of the times we give it no gain because there's so much voltage coming in because the thing will take 40 volts of input. Okay, and it's got to go somewhere. Now, any kicker amp that you buy will work with this because all the kicker amps do 40 volts of input. My guess is anything that'll take 20 volts of input, you'll be fine with. But it's also nice to know why. And so if you do that little experiment, then you'll know 100% and you'll have learned something. Yay. Bose in a Mazda car are mounted with heat sink down into the carpet under seat. And there again, if an amplifier is designed to work a specific way, unless you take the amplifier apart, you don't know how it's built. So just because it's mounted upside down, they might actually built the amplifier to run that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it just depends where the MOSFETs are and how they're attached to the circuit board. Most car audio amplifiers are designed to be mounted in a heatsink fins up orientation. And when you change that, you reduce some of the cooling potential of the amplifier. The other thing is true too, when you mount an amplifier like this or like this, because that is also changing how the amplifier's heat is going to be dissipated. So though not so stiff when you're doing these things, in some cases this actually works better, like on a Blackbird where the heatsink is actually on that side of the amplifier. The heat rises, is going to get away from the amplifier faster. But in some cases, mounting the amplifier upside down, especially in something that's going to get hot, it's a bad idea. So it's just good practice. That's all. You can do whatever you like. Years of experience. This is what we do. I don't like problems. And when I can avoid it, I always do. Moving on.
Faking me out.
Oh, yeah, you're good? Hold on. I'm going to switch to the next people. The next people to pay the bills, as it were, is our good friends at Audio Control. Audio Control makes amplifiers, but they also make speakers. They also make a lot of other things. Not only do they make these guys right here, which are the altitude amplifiers, you go full crazy and get into the Epic series amplifiers. Epic was just a line of amplifiers when it started. No longer. We have a full speakers, amps, and subs to check out. And how do you do that? You head over to audiocontrol.com and check them out. There's a bunch of stuff on there for you to look at. And if you're into loudspeakers, Epic's your baby.
Epic.
Best single DIN with wireless. Wait, hold on. Best single DIN with wireless Android Auto. Would prefer volume knob. There is no single DINs. There's no single.
Like a chassis?
There's no. 1995 Mitsubishi Galant. You mean like a single DIN that has a floating screen? Because there's no like single DIN radios that have a touchscreen on it that do Android Auto. You could do a single DIN with a screen hanging off of it, and pretty much all of those are going to have Android Auto wireless. So, if that's what you're looking for, that direct replacement came just in time. Did that push you into just making it happen with your car? So a couple things lined up really well. So one, yes, it came just in time. Two, the Falcon came out, which really kind of makes my life easy because Blackbird just wasn't going to do it. Because I want more channels. And Paul is gone this week, so we actually have time to work on it. Because that's the problem. Working on it at nighttime for 4 or 5 hours every night for like 6 months would drive me absolutely batshit crazy. So we have 3 days next week that we're going to be out of the bay. That leaves 3 days that we're going to be in the bay. So hopefully in those 3 days, because it doesn't have to be, we're not going for full crazy here because it is a lab. this stuff is going in there, not necessarily to stay forever. So it's not like I need to spend 20 hours on an amp rack. I just have to put it in the trunk and be done with it. It doesn't have to be pretty. So, I mean, it's going to be pretty, but it's not going to be like pretty. Out of curiosity, no plan to try this. Would a 3.5-inch coaxial and a 6.5 or 6x9 mid bass work active with a key 200.4? So on a key 200.4, you can do a tweeter and a mid bass, or 3.5 or 2.5, whatever, middler and a mid bass. It doesn't care if the mid bass is a 6 or a 6x9. And this can be a 1-inch, a 2-inch, a 2.5-inch, a 3.5-inch. It can even be a 4 if you wanted it to. But yeah, you can. Yeah, we do it all the time. So it auto detects what's there and sets the crossover. Hold on. I saw something I wanted to read. You can read that if you like.
All right. So the quad cab have a basic stereo to start, just trying to create front stage. We look at the 3.5, thank you, sub amplifier with a 210s, 4-channel amplifier, front doors, 6.5 coaxials in the rear, and 6x9s in the front, if it matters.
Nope. Well, that sounds fantastic. I like it. Yeah, look for the 3.5. You'll be all set. Any recommendations on a stereo for a 25 Camry with a 12.3-inch infotainment system? So when you say stereo, you're talking about everything other than the radio? Because, I mean, so if we're just talking about stereo 2023 Camry, yeah, we've done it, our 2025 Camry. We've actually done that car already. We've done the regular and the hybrid. Depends what you want to do and how much you want to spend is really what it comes down to. So if it's a base model audio system, I would recommend going to buy the A-pillars for the JBL system. That way you can do a 3-way up front. That'll really open your opportunity for amazing sound, because you can do a tweeter, a 3, and a mid bass, or whatever combination of 3-way you want. That's actually what we've been doing in the 2 that we've done already, is a 3-way set. And then as far as choice of speakers, that's entirely up to you and what you want to do. I know one of them that comes to mind that we just did a Blackbird. We did a 3-way set up front, and then we did a single sub in the back. But yeah, there's a ton of options, so it's doable. If you have the hybrid model, you want to be very efficient because there's a generator in there that powers the. Is that the Tamarind?
Yes.
Oh,
it's so
I
good.
wonder why it was brown. I was like, did he get the cola? We have a new taco place that opened up down the street, and because we're not
Do you like it?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, you like, what do you order? The chicken?
I ordered all the chicken and the fish.
Oh, okay.
The mahi-mahi,
okay.
which was fried, which was weird. Because like fried mahi-mahi in a taco, it's like it shouldn't be fried. Did you like yours?
I like the carne asada that they have.
Yeah.
And the chicken.
You got a chicken?
I got one chicken.
Yeah. The 2 chickens were fine.
I didn't like
one of them had a
one.
bunch of corn on it that I didn't really expect, and I don't like corn, so I was like kind of bummed about that, but I got over it. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were tacos. I don't have the palate that you have for tacos.
Yeah, no.
The fish I would never get again because it was way too fishy.
Yeah.
I feel you deep fry fish to hide the fact that the fish sucks. Which is
you didn't even try the sauce, right? Did they?
Oh,
the cup?
No, I don't like my shit wet. No, it was good. Yeah. And I didn't put hot sauce on it because I just wanted to taste the food.
Yeah. That's why I put sauce, because it was like, I want something.
Well, yeah, but you want it hotter, and it's okay. So, no, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Good afternoon, guys. Audio Control LC61200 versus Audison SR6600. Audio Frog SGS 25s and dash, GS 619 is the front, and rear door, 2 Rockford Fosgate P3 10s, Kenwood head unit, 2023 Ram 1500. Wait, so is the 6-channel running everything? in the front and rear doors. So GS 690. Okay, I'm guessing they're very similar in power, but the LC 6100 is a beast. Like when audio control is at the peak of its audio controlness, we have the D and the LC 61200s. Those things are monsters. Like they are a ton of power, and there was nothing close to the amount of power they had. Audison, love them, but they are nowhere near the balls that the audio control has. They never will. They never have. No. So if you're looking for the optimum like amount of power, go with the audio control. Outside of that, it's basically the same thing. I wouldn't lose too much sleep over either one. What 12-inch subs would you go with? Would be good with a pair of X2s. We'll consider either shallow or regular. I mean, what do you want? I mean, it's like there's so much to choose from. I mean, that's a tough call. I don't know.
What space do you have?
Yeah, I mean that's a tough call.
If I have space, I'll go with.
I mean, we got 650 watts.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take it from there. We got 650 watts, so we don't need the most efficient subwoofer. So like a lot of the times we're trying to do like the P2 for us is like our most efficient subwoofer that we go with. So like we'll take a Blackbird and we'll run two P2 12s off of 7 and 8 bridged, and that's like holy Jesus, that's a lot of power. So I like Rockford subs. I'm going to do ARC subs in this, but which you could do ARC subs in yours.
Yeah.
But like 650 watts. I mean, you could do P2s, you could do P3s, you could do the ARC subs. There's a lot. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I need to know more.
Yeah. There's plenty subs to actually.
Buy Kicker L7T. Call it a day. Ooh, the L7T box. There you go. Get an L7T box, 112. Ooh, that'd be nice. Or the
Hey
L7.
guys, I would like to know in a 2010 Mazda 6, should I go with a 6x8 component or a
6.5 component?
6.5 component.
So that's that weird car that has when Ford was still like Mazda's ours, and they put 5x7s all the way around that car. I've made plenty of brackets for that car, and it was just because the sales guy was lazy and didn't sell them the 5x7 component set. The thing you have to remember is that the 5x7 is shallower usually than a 6.5. Like if you get a really high end set of 6.5. Now, if you're so for example, like Kicker makes a really nice set of KS 5x7 components. I would rather have those than go with the 6.5s, just because it'd be easier and I wouldn't see the value. Like the amount of work I would have to do to get the 6.5 in there's no reward. There's no like, oh my God, no, it's not worth it. So, and like Focal has a really nice set of 5x7 components. So there are some really nice 5x7 components out there. If it was me, I would look at a 5x7 component because I'm not going to get anything more and the same price point going from a 6 to the 5x7 to the 6. Now, if you're sitting there like, well, the most expensive 5x7, okay, if that's the case, we're like, no, I want to go like lofty. Well, then of course, obviously you're going to do a 6.5. But if we're all just looking at, so like if we're looking like a Kicker KS 5x7 component or a 6.5 component, buy the 5x7 component, you'll be happier in so many ways. Now that I've thought that through, to run what I asked about, would it work in non-biamp? Have the coax on 1 and 2 and the mid on 3 and 4? Yeah. That's what we do. Yeah. So, for example, Dodge Ram, Toyota, anything but a Ford, basically. Mm-hmm. We run the 6903 Kenwoods, which is a 3.5-inch coaxial on channels
6x9,
and a 6x9-inch mid base. So that it goes on channels 1 and 2 is the coaxial, channel 3 and 4 is the mid base. Now in non-biamp mode, basically what you're telling it is that now it's looking at it as a front speaker and a rear speaker. Okay, it's not looking at it as a front stage. So you have to, like, it's dumb. You have to tell it what it is you're trying to do. So if you're going to try to do like a coaxial or, it's like if they're up front, you have to tell it it's bi-amp because it knows that those two channels are on the front. But if you plug in a rear RCA and don't bi-amp it, then it's going to be doing like, it might work. Like we've had to do some weird stuff and it worked. And we were like, oh, we weren't expecting that. So for example, like we've run active into it. So we did a new Cherokee. And the Cherokee's a 6-channel amplifier at the radio. So channels 1 and 2 are the dash speakers. Channel 3 and 4 are the door speakers. And we didn't know this. So we talked to Kicker and they were like, I don't know. And so we had to run channel 1 and 2 into 1 and 2, channel 3 and 4 into 3 and 4, set the fader to front only, which told it that, okay, whatever it needs to tell it. And then we shut off the bi-amp and it worked. It tuned it, it EQ'd it, it gave us a center image, and we were shocked. And they were shocked because they were like, we tried it and it didn't work. You tried it and it worked. Mm-hmm. Hot damn, yay! So it's one of those
better than you. Ha!
It's one of those weird things that it's like it might, but that's how we typically run it. So, oh yeah, good call. Okay. Thanks, Frank. Not that one. This one. Speaking of speakers, we've talked a lot about those. Have I mentioned the brand Focal? Oh wait, yes I have. 5x7 coaxials. Did you know that they also make the Focal inside? What is the Focal inside, you ask, Fernando?
What is the Focal inside?
The Focal inside is a amazing plug-and-play option for a bunch of very popular vehicles.
Like?
An F-150, for example. Yesterday, we had an F-150 come in that we did a Blackbird on. We did a front stage upgrade with rear fill powered off the radio. So we went the Focal inside 6.5-inch coaxials in the rear door, as well as the 6x9 components in the front, where channels 1 and 2 were powering the tweeters, and channel 3 and 4 is powering the mid-bass. Immediately, now we'd already put a system in this car. We'd already put a subwoofer in this car. And so we were upgrading the highs now. And the moment he sat in his car, he goes, oh my God, this is fantastic. With all the power and the lusciousness of that Focal tweeter, it was exactly what he wanted, and he was super happy. If you're looking to upgrade your car speakers, head over to Focal-American Decide and see what they make for you. Fantastic. I know, that was good. Damn. Components would give mid in the door, and highs put in the factory location would create a better front stage. Man, I feel I just don't know this audio thing anymore. But I appreciate advice. No, it's okay. I mean, there again, the problem that we run into now is that we're trying to be better than the factory, right? I mean, that's the goal. So if there's a 3.5 up there from the factory and we take out the 3.5 and we go to a tweeter, in the case where it's louder, meaning we're going to amplify it, it might work, okay? And that was the way we'd run it for a long time. But we started to find people coming back and going, there's something wrong. And we're like, well, what's wrong? And it's like, it's missing something. Now, when we do a really ultra expensive set of speakers in the mid-range, in the mid-bass is, like, oh my God, we don't have these problems. But in the mainstream middle-fi audio, where a lot of people are, we see people complaining about the fact that it's like, they're used to this, they just want treble. So the reality is we need to add a tweeter. So we want to keep the mid-range, but we want to increase the treble. To do that, we do a coaxial 3.5 up there, and that gives us that luscious, bright sound that you're not getting. And so, yeah, that's where that goes. But things have changed. There was a time, well, the term deck in 4, where there was no tweeters in the car. There was just door speakers. It had rear deck speakers, it had door speakers. And you'd take out the single cone driver, which usually had a whizzer cone on it, and that's how they got the treble. And you'd put in a coaxial set of speakers. And that would just add treble into the car, plus usually a better mid-bass, higher power handling, radio with an EQ, so it just didn't have bass and treble because we didn't have mid back then because there wasn't any. I mean, it was there, but the speaker sucked. And then everyone would be happy. It's like, oh my God, this is great. Like I did that for the first 10 years of my, back in the 90s. It was all we did. It's like, bam, coaxial. But then cars started to add tweeters. Like the Honda Civic was one of the first sail panel tweeter upgrades because Honda Civics were all the rage in the late 90s. And they had a sail panel with a tweeter in it. And it was like, what do we do with that? Now, back then, Rockford said, I have an idea, as Rockford often does. And they had the punchline of speakers that came with 2 tweeters. That's right. Not 1, but 2 tweeters. So you could make a coaxial 6.5 and a tweeter. So you could replace, and you'd be loud, because back then imaging wasn't a thing. Loudness was all that mattered. We wanted to be loud. Okay. Or if you really wanted to be silly, you could put 2 tweeters in the top of the door and a mid bass on the bottom, or you could put you just make 1 coaxial with 2 tweeters in it. So it's like one of those ice cream cones that has the 2 scoop holders. You ever seen one of those? Those are so cool. Anyways.
So for example, like him, he has a Dodge Ram, right? 2006. He's like, I'm going to buy a component set so we can get the soundstage up. Right.
So if it has the 3.5s in the top of the dash.
It's a 2006.
I don't know. There again, if there's a tweeter, you put a tweeter. If there's a 3.5, you put a 3.5.
What happens if there's no 3.5 space?
Like I said, if there's a tweeter, you put a tweeter. If there's a 3.5, you put a 3.5. That's all. So just look at a Ford F-150. Ford F-150, it's a tweeter.
It's just a basic.
Just a basic tweeter.
Yeah.
So if he has...
I will ask you, do you already have a radio, an aftermarket radio?
Yeah, he's got an aftermarket radio. He's got JBL 6x9 coaxials.
I would definitely put like a...
So if he has the Dodge where he can put
kind of like a basic DSP?
Well, he has a good radio. I mean, if he has a good radio, he's got a basic DSP.
I don't know.
Dash is currently empty. So like Dodge has been having... So Dodge has had dash speakers for a very long time.
Right.
Because I've owned 3 Dodge Rams. Okay. And I put 4s in the top of my dash.
That's what I'm asking.
Right, but it was a 3.5. I had a Dremel. And no one made a 3.5 back then.
So now that we have a 3.5.
If there's nothing up there, you put a 3.5 up there. And that'll bring that front stage up, and it'll be like
100%.
Yeah, because you've heard that. That's all we do now. Yeah. So, but yes, if it's currently empty, you throw a 3.5 up there. Boom, Bob's your uncle, and you have a soundstage.
A better soundstage.
Yeah, because right now the soundstage is down here by his butt.
Even if you put the tweeter, it's not.
It'll just make it ticky. And actually probably if there's a tweeter in the door and a tweeter in the top of the dash, it'll probably make it to the point to where it's like, this is too bright.
Yeah.
So, which you like, but I don't.
You got to bright your life.
I just turn on the light, man.
Yeah.
Nissan used to make cars with no radios. They did. Really? A lot of people actually made cars with no radios back in the day. Yeah. Chevy did it. Ford did
radios?
It. Yeah, nothing. Stripped. No antenna. Like the S10. You could buy an S10 with nothing. No antenna, no radio. It sucked.
Okay, but they have they
didn't have shit.
The whole?
There was a grommet on the side, so you'd have to put an antenna in.
Right. But what did they have in the center?
It was a cover.
You can remove it and put a radio?
Yeah, hopefully. Some of them you could. Sometimes they didn't run wires. If it didn't come with factory rear speakers,
you run everything.
There was no wiring back there, so you'd have to run wiring.
So there was no speakers, no radio.
Actually, it was funny. Some manufacturers, like Nissan, actually, the speakers were in the car. There was just no radio.
So they...
Yeah,
the speakers, no radio.
Correct. It was radio delete. Yeah.
What would they do that for?
Okay, so the reason why they do... Okay, so you have to understand how Japan works. Okay, in Japan, buying a car without a radio is perfectly normal because they want you to upfit. There's upfitters that specifically do what we do, but they do it better. That's why in Japan there's a lot more...
They don't want to spend the money in that.
No. They just it's just a different culture in how they do things. That's why in Japan, Restyle, like Alpine had all the Restyle, it started in Japan. And in Japan, you can buy Alpine factory fit radios. They just don't have as many cars as we do, for one. And two, it was just what they did. So
like I totally understand
radio delete.
They say, okay, if it is outfitters that they're gonna do a better job, why we spend the money on this if they're gonna take it out? So they just
yeah, right. But the other thing too is like Nissan would sell these as fleet vehicles, that don't necessarily need radios. Just like you used to be able to, when you buy a cop car.
God bless you.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
It would just have a AM/FM radio in it, and it was just like this little. And vans, you ever see the van like that has the little tiny circuit board radio with the one little display screen, and it just AM/FM. That was it. It was all it had because it was a fleet radio or a fleet vehicle, so they didn't do that kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
that is just crazy. I
would like to just get a car without ANC. So you could sell me the radio, just leave all the other crap out of it. Some reason. Well, I mean, there again, I look at it as it's the only way these car manufacturers can add to increase the price.
That would be cool if you can make your car. It's like, I don't want a radio. I don't want speakers.
Like I said, I would just like to have. I mean, listen, all of the
and they can drop the price to like $10,000.
Every TV you buy has a Toslink out on it. Okay.
Every TV, yes.
Every TV has a Toslink out.
Yeah.
Why? Okay. Why? Like, because it's easy. And it'll plug right into your stupid little sound bar or your cable box or whatever it is. It's like click.
Yeah.
Okay. Every person that makes TV, every TV manufacturer said, hey, let's just do this. It's simple. It's great. It's easy. Okay. It'll make everyone's life better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Car manufacturers are the total freaking opposite of that. It's like, let's find the hardest way to make anything happen. Let's do that. Like let's just make stupid shit that no one can work a way around. Like stupid ANC that if you try to bypass it, the car is emitting noises that only the ANC can shut off. It's like, what? How dumb is that? So yeah, it's literally the stupidest thing. The car manufacturers, they're like the government. How hard can we make your life? So wrong. I mean, even Tesla. Like, Tesla's just like the way the Cybertruck is built.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. The audio system in that is a nightmare. Because, like, every body control module is also the amplifier for the freaking speaker on that side.
Right.
And you're like, oh, well, what am I going to do with that? Like, where do I even go to get a signal? And you would think somebody like Tesla would be like, yeah, no, we'll just put a Toslink right here. Done. There you go. Click. No, Elon Musk, dick. Okay. Hey, guys, do you have any experience installing the Alpine HD 901 high-res digital media player? We do not, but if you can find Mr. Smith, a.k.a. Jeff Smith, on Instagram or Facebook, he's easy to find, send him a message. He's used a bunch of these. It's one of his favorite little toys. So I would definitely reach out to Jeffrey Smith and see if he can help you with that. Been watching you for years. Love your info. Just window tinting shop, 40 years, and sound system on customers' cars on a big comeback. Oh, that's fantastic.
Well, thank you for watching, man.
Extreme window tinting.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, could never figure that out. Sucked at window tinting. Classic Tesla. Yeah. A to B isn't there a maker. A to B isn't there to make our lives easier. I mean, it could be. That's the problem. So there again, Brad brings up A to B. The data bus A to B is in a lot of things. Harley Davidson has A to B. Ford has A to B. Chevy just switched to A to B from a VB. Okay. But the real winner in all this is the marine manufacturers, because the marine manufacturers also use A to B. And guess what? Theirs is a universal A to B. So their little cool Garmin screens, they have networks, and their networks all use the same crap. Because there again, in the marine, most of it is aftermarket companies building the stuff for them anyways. So they've all just decided, hey, here's a standard that we should all just stick to. And guess what? It works.
Mm-hmm.
In the automotive world, I just gave you 3 companies that are using A to B. And guess what? None of them use the same A to B at all. How freaking dumb is that? Oh, it's our intellectual property. That's why.
Yeah.
We need to protect our intellectual property in our Ford F-150. What? Like, when did that become a thing? Like, give me a break. I push the button and it starts. I turn the knob, the volume goes up. What intellectual property? oh, well, we have these things that like our radar sensors in the back when it goes beep beep, and then we have this whole what is it? ADAX system, which is the whole looking at the rest of the world as you drive. That's the little lights that come on when you're going into the lane. Oh, slow down, you're getting too close to the guy in front of you. Like, and even that, the government is like going, hey, we need to put some regulation on this so that all the shit works the same, because this is stupid. But we can't get that, I mean, dude, even like A to B would be great. Like, just put an A to B, like hey, we're all speaking A to B. Okay, cool. Here's an adapter. Done. No, can't do that. Too hard. Got to protect our intellectual properties. Screw you, car dealers. Anyways, automakers won't use the same audio interface, but they'll use the same transmission and Ford, Chevy. Go figure. Right. Oh, I mean, come on. That's just what it is. A to B is a really cool system, but it has the option of being encrypted, and that totally screws us. Exactly. That's what I said. I mean, if they just put a toss link out, and don't make me wrong, I would much rather have an A to B, because the A to B carries all the data. And the nice thing about A to B is a two-way communication. So unlike most of the communication between vehicle-specific things, is A to B allows us to go from source to unit and back. So there can be a two-way conversation between the things. That's why in the new Fords, and probably in the new Chevys at some point, the radio power is powering some of the speakers. So like in the new Unleashed system, the radio powers the center, the rear, and the front speakers. And the new one, it powers the overheads and the fronts, or the rear. I don't know. Because the communication for the processing that's done back in the amplifier, so the signal can go from the radio to the amplifier, and then it can come back forward to the amplifier that's in the radio because of the A to B system, and they can use that stuff. Imagine if we had that in, let's say, a Kenwood radio, like the Kenwood radio is operating A to B, and all the DSPs that we had were A to B. And so then what we could do is we have that 15 watts by 4, aka 30 watts by whatever. We could use that to do effect speakers. We could use that to do center channel. We could use that for rear fill. That could all be controlled through the DSP because it's using an A to B network. The nice thing about A to B networks, too, is they're scalable. So if you have a 24-speaker system, or you're going to build a 24-speaker system, and all you have is a 12-channel DSP, you can add another 12-channel DSP into the system, and it scales. It's like, yeah, no problem. Now we have 24 channels. Okay, now we have 96 channels. It doesn't care. You could just keep adding to it, and it just continuously grows. Wow, right? This shit exists. We can't have any of it. Wow, we went on a tangent.
What are you talking about?
I know, exactly. Sorry. All right, come on. Give me some questions.
No, we don't have nothing.
Crown Vic
talking about it.
Crown Vic with a supercharger. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a couch going fast, right? That's why the slate truck is going to be great. It's a well-blanked slate. No, hey, look, I think that's a fantastic idea. I hope they don't screw it up. But, it's at the right price that, like, yeah, you go out and buy one of these things and have some fun with it. That would be pretty fun. Is it Moscone time?
It is Moscone.
Feels like it could be Moscone time. It's that time again. It's Moscone time. Boom. Listen, all I have to say is AB class amplifiers and DSP. And a badass DSP at that. If you want badass DSP, the best in sound quality with your AB amplifiers, Moscone. Find them at moscone-american.com. Don't be cheap. Moscone Pros. Yes, I want to do 4 230s. And that was when Frank, Julian's the other guy, but when we were at the meeting, and he goes, see, Frank, I told you, Americans, we make a 230. They're going to put it on tweeters. And I go, well, yeah.
Patrick?
Yeah.
Patrick took to Frank?
Patrick, because I was talking with Patrick,
okay,
because I was having a blast with Patrick. Me and Patrick were having fun. And I said, what I want is, a front stage with 3 230s, and then a 230 for the center channel, and a 230 for the rear. And he's like, 5 230s? What? With not on the Tweetas? I go, yeah. And he yells at Frank because apparently they had that conversation already. He goes, see, I told you, Americans, they're crazy. They're crazy. They put it on Tweetas. Makes no sense.
One amplifier for Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, I go, why would you not? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, secretly I want to just have like, I want to look like an SPL vehicle, but just be sound quality. just be like, it's like miniature.
20 speakers on this on the.
No, just normal amount of speakers, just a whole bunch of amplifiers. Like picture like Bobby Gately opening the back of the truck, and in the Death Venom Blood trucks that he builds, and then you just get inside, and it's just like factory system.
I mean, what you can do is actually.
Like, well, how come there's not an array of 500 tweeters? No, we just got one set of tweeters in the dash.
With the new amplifier.
What new amplifier?
The one that you're gonna put in there.
Falcon.
The Falcon.
Yes.
And then you just put the amplifiers on top of that. That's it.
No, it's not the same.
It's the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I could just put the Falcon inside of the original Warhorse, or I could put the Falcon inside of the Orion 2250. I could put the Falcon. I could put the Falcon inside of that. Yeah. Yes, that's not a bad idea.
And then you have 3 heat sinks of those like that.
That's not a bad idea, actually. But that's why I want Brad to make the aircraft carrier. Because the aircraft carrier would make me happy. It's a bigger amp.
It's not about you, man. It's not about you.
Listen, I feel I speak for everyone.
No.
I feel I speak for everyone. I listen, watch your videos, and repeat while working truck stereos. Currently, and fourth box of sound deadening. Oh my gosh, no, fourth box of sound deadening. He's a man after your heart. I'm building my first ABS rack from watching your content. So much help. Thank you. No, thank you, man. Thank you for coming on today and asking
Sorry
us
for your
great
pain,
questions.
my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Dean, you should complete a little. You've got. No. I'm not going to compete.
You should compete.
I'm not going to compete.
Why not?
Because I would just not go well with that.
Why?
I'm not that guy. I don't have.
You like to compete.
I don't like to compete. I like to win. There's a difference.
But to be able to win, you got to compete.
Yeah, I don't want to compete because I don't want to win. I'm a poor sport, so it's silly. Look, I know. At 50 plus years old, I know my limitations, as Clint Eastwood would say.
Okay.
So competing for me would be absolute torture. It would be absolute torture. I couldn't do it. I would go off the deep end.
That's why you do.
I don't want. That's why I know better. Jesus, I'm not stupid. I know myself.
I mean, you just build an ABS box.
Yeah, it's killing me. Well, thanks for going down that road, jackass. If you build it, they will buy it. If everyone talks about it, I mean, for sure. Aircraft carrier coming away. We could call it the USS Ronald Reagan.
Air Force One.
Yeah. I mean, I think you might be able to get away with that because the shoes. Yeah, you had Air Force One shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Air Force One is an airplane. We need an aircraft carrier. So.
Yeah, but that's the biggest airplane, right? From the U.S., kind of.
No, it's not the biggest airplane. It's just
the most important plane.
It's not even the most important plane.
Okay,
because there's the other plane that flies behind that plane is the most important plane.
The one that actually carries the Air Force One.
That doesn't carry the president. That is
the USS Lexington.
Lexington, yes.
I
thought you said Mexican. I'm like, wait, what?
I mean, we can carry that.
Oh yeah, I would be. I would be
a lot
brutal.
of Mexicans, and we do it.
No, we're sending them all back. Remember?
Man.
Okay. How many channels come in the Warhorse? 4. That's it. You got a 4-channel Warhorse. So the new one's 4 channels. That one was what, 2 channels?
Has a 4 horsepower.
Yeah. So we could physically, you could fit in the old Warhorse. You could fit 3 of the current Warhorses because they would fit. So we did some measurements.
One more question.
For 2023 Ram 1500.
2013.
Yep. Should I go with the AudioFrog GS
690s or the GS 693s?
For the rear? It's funny. So we did a lot of the Kenwood just mid-bass 6x9 in the rear because it fits better than at the time their coaxial. They had a crappy coaxial that was too deep. They now have a coaxial that's the right size. Either way, the point of it is what we found is we ended up pulling those mid-basses out a lot of the times and putting the coaxial in, even though they didn't fit, and kind of bowed the door. People didn't care because for people that like rear fill, they want the tweeter. In a simple system, the rear tweeter is kind of important. When you're amplifying the hell out of it and it's very loud, the rear tweeter isn't all that important.
I'm surprised we never put a 5x7 coax.
And what?
On the rear speakers.
Of what?
On the
No, that would be dumb.
Why?
Because you got to make a
your
bracket.
Rear speakers. Exactly.
That page just put a 6.5 and call it a day.
6.5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Exactly.
I mean, now we have a speaker that fits great.
Because yeah.
Right, because they realized they had a problem. So if for a rear speaker, a coaxial is typically the way to go.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would go with the coaxial, and life would be great.
Oh, no rear speakers. Why?
Some people like rear speakers.
No.
I'm debating on QD for amp rack, rear wall. No intent to take it out, but you know how it goes if you don't and you need to take it out. What should I do with zip ties and wiring and is in the truck? So okay. If you're trying to build an amp rack that you want to take in and out, there are some like big plugs you can buy to take things in and out. A lot of guys like to do that. I don't. Because it just increases failure point. So I mean, yeah, because it's a plug that could go bad. So if you make it so it can come out, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Use nut certs and stuff like that, and then get a giant plug so you can unplug everything. They make plugs that can do up to 4 gauge. Actually, they probably make something that go up to 0 gauge now, but disconnects. Make a Molex that comes apart, and then get one for the power wire, and then you can take the whole thing out.
Yeah,
you got to. I mean, there again, you got to build it to what your life is. So, when we build an amp rack, we're definitely not taking it out.
Yeah.
Dean keeps a pair of 7x10s in a glass case just in case of emergency. You're not wrong. They're right in the attic. I know right where they're at too. They're there just in case we need them. They're blue.
Mm-hmm.
Use Anderson connectors. Thank you. That's what I was. Yes. Check out Anderson connectors for your power wire.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes. Okay. Let's turn that off. Hey, guess what, guys? It's Saturday, and the show's over.
Really?
No, it's cool. It happens. DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can find all the cool tools, such as the IRTA2. What is this? October? Christmas is coming.
Yes.
Whatever. Thank you guys so much for giving us your Saturday and spending some time with us. If you didn't get a chance yesterday, we did a special 5 o'clock show yesterday with Jason Digos from Modus. We had the Tesla Cybertruck here, and we talked about some of the new products that are coming out. We showed some of the new products that are coming out. We talked about when some of the new products are coming out. So that was really fun. We had him here today. We had him for an hour, answered a bunch of questions. If you didn't get a chance to see it, I strongly recommend, if you're interested at all what's going to happen with Modus, go check it out. It's very informative. And it was nice for him to stop by and give us the opportunity to have some fun. We did film a second video where we're going to show you guys what the Cybertruck is, and he talks all about it. So we get a little bit more in depth in those Tony D'Amore Juan designed amplifiers that are coming out here soon. So that was pretty cool. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Audio Control, Arc Audio, Focal, and Gladen for sponsoring the show, making it possible, as well as we'd like to thank all of you guys, because without you, we wouldn't have anything to do on a Saturday other than go home and spend time with our families.
That's right.
What fun would that be?
Thank you.
We wouldn't get to talk about cool car audio and fun stuff like that. So thank you guys so much for keeping this show going, because without you, we wouldn't do it. So yeah, we understand. We hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again Monday for fun for a brand new week of fun and excitement. And of course, we'll update you on Monday what's going on in this the Mustang build 2025. Oh, okay.
There's no door panels right
There's
now.
no door panels. It's barely gonna make it home. Probably gonna stall on the way there because it needs gas too. So.
And then you want amplifiers. Come on.
I want enough amplification so I can just open the doors and the speakers will create a vortex and push
and
me
then
down.
run.
Just push me down the street.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Hey,
Screw hybrids. My car is powered by sound. Enjoy the weekend, guys. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you next time.
bye, guys.